The Common Sense Conservatives are led by Pierre Poilievre, the next Prime Minister of Canada. And here's your chance to meet the rest of the Common Sense Conservatives who will restore the promise of Canada by axing the tax, building the homes, fixing the budget, and stopping the crime. So today on Meet the Common Sense Conservatives, we have Michelle Ferreri, our Shadow Minister for Families, Children and Social Development. So Michelle, welcome. Thank you for joining us. Tell us a little bit about some of the work you're doing to help families and children through your work as our Shadow Minister.
Thanks, Blake. It's awesome to be here. Hi, everyone. Listen, I don't think we've seen families struggle quite this bad in a really long time. In fact, our GDP is the lowest it's been since the Great Depression. And what that means is that people are making the least amount of money they ever have. So that really impacts our family dynamic. That really impacts the mental health of our kids. We're seeing a major shift. There's a terrible story coming out of Ontario where parents are actually surrendering their teens to child services because the wait times are so long. There's something terrible happening. And a lot of that comes back to affordability. Almost all of it comes back to affordability. Because if you can't afford to live or you're so stressed, think about this, right? When you can't afford, I don't know if I can get the groceries. I don't know if I can feed my kids. Are you going to be the parent you need to be? Are you going to be the partner you need to be? Are you going to be the employee you need to be? And so that's a major, major problem across the country. To your file, Blake in particular, because I know you're veterans and you do an incredible job of this.
Thank you.
I was shocked. I went to New Brunswick, CFB Gagetown, right? Our largest military training facility in Canada. 50 families a month using the food bank. Active serving military families.
Yeah, it's
rocked my world.
Yeah, and we hear stories about serving members that are living in their cars. Like, yeah, how can you really do your job properly when you're trying to figure out where you're going to sleep or how you're going to eat?
Yeah, it's really something.
Yeah. So
we have to axe the tax. I mean, I guess I always like to give people solutions, right? I think this is really key when you're talking about this because it feels pretty hopeless when you start to point out all of the things that are wrong. But I think what we have right now, and this is why you see the polls and all these huge rallies for Pierre Poilievre, because he gives these concrete solutions. You have to identify the problem, right? You have to. If you don't acknowledge the problem, you're never going to fix it. So we've acknowledged this problem, okay? And so this carbon tax, and do you know 46% of people's paychecks are gone to federal taxes?
Yeah.
Why even go to work?
Yeah.
People won't even go to overtime because it's just evaporated into taxes.
Why bother when you're not going to get to keep it?
So we're going to fix that, right? We're going to fix that because one of the things about Pierre is he's so dialed in on economic policy, fiscal responsibility, not the waste, right, that we've seen of these billions of dollars going to consultants. 21 billion bucks going to consultants.
Yeah.
For work that's not even being done.
It's crazy.
That's $1,400 a Canadian family. That's wild.
Yeah.
It's wild.
Yeah.
So we're going to fix it.
We got so much work ahead of us, don't we?
I'm terrified.
But we're ready for it. But we're ready for it.
We are. We really are.
Well, while we've got you here, Michelle, why don't you give people a chance to get to know you as a person just a little bit? Maybe just tell us some kind of a fun fact about yourself that maybe people might not know.
Oh, wow. That's a loaded question, Blake.
No, it's a tough one. I know. No one likes to, we're supposed to be also, rigid and serious in this job, right? So
I'm definitely not that.
And that's what we love about you. So I'm
thanks.
sure people will love to hear that. They know you're working hard on their behalf, but they'd love to hear a little bit more about you as a person.
Fun fact about me people might not know. I skipped grade 8.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
I went from grade 7 to grade 9.
Okay.
Yeah, that's kind of a
I
weird.
skipped a lot of classes in grade 8, but not the grade.
Yeah, that's a weird
that's a pretty cool. Not too many people get to say that one.
Yeah, that's a weird anomaly about myself.
Okay.
There you go.
All right.
Take that one to the bank.
It wasn't the one I expected, but okay, we'll take that. Well, thanks so much for joining us, Michelle.
Thanks,
thank you so much for the work you're doing on behalf of families and children in this country.
Thank you for the work you're doing for military families. And, you're fighting for their rights. They're not getting what they deserve right now. They're sitting at home waiting for, their income. They've just been disrespected across this country. And I know you're standing up for them. So thanks, Blake.
Absolutely. Thank you. Common Sense Conservatives will continue to hold Justin Trudeau to account. Do you want to hear more updates like this one? Subscribe to this page as we continue to fight for you.